No?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's do this.
Let's go, girls. We can do one of them.
Hi everyone. I'm very nervous. This is the first time I'm speaking to such a beautiful and fearless audience. But I'm also excited because of something like this happening in Latvia for the first time. I think it's a really big deal.
It's like a micro.
Okay. My name's Christina. I'm a co-founder of SHE FIX. We are an empowerment platform for women in action sports. We started out around 5 years ago. We have organized competitions, trips, trainings, made different inspirational media for women in action sports. And during these 5 years, we've been concentrating more like on a local community. And now we are realizing that there are similar crews outside of Latvia, in Europe, in the States. I spent a year in California, and I know that there are similar organizations there. And our vision is to connect these organizations globally to maybe organize a huge event for women, to support each other, to give more opportunities to women who want to start doing action sports. And I guess apart from the questions important to you, what I'm interested in is to know whether there are any crews or organizations in your countries doing similar stuff. Because at the end of the August, I'm heading on a trip on my motorcycle around Europe to meet similar crews and organizations to start talking about cooperation on like international level. So yeah, let's make the magic happen. Let's talk. Ooh.
Yes.
And I'm leaving the word to Yo-Yo.
Hello. My name is Johannes, and the reason that I'm here is, I don't know why. No, I'm organizing the Winter Clash, which is like one of the biggest events in inline skating. And in February we did one of the first group discussion for women in blading, which was a good start, and I'm happy to see that it's developing and that we're doing it here now again. And I'm trying to lead you through it. I guess the best is to start with everyone introducing themselves and telling the name, age, and the sport you're doing and for how long you're doing it. So should we start right here?
Okay. My name is Liene and Nulle. I'm from Latvia, as most of you know. And I've been skating for already 18 years and 17 years, and I'm 29.
I'm Manon Derrien from France. I'm 25 and I've been skating for like 11 or maybe 12 years now. And yeah, I'm an inline skater.
My name is Mery Munoz. I'm 28 years old, from Spain, and I think I've been skating for 14 years old. 14 years.
Hi, my name is Linda. I'm from Latvia. I'm a downhill rider. I ride for 4 years. Yeah, in Latvia.
Nice.
My name is Aija. I'm 33 years old. I'm a kite surfer. I do it for 10 years, and now, like for 2 years, I'm coaching youngsters from Latvia in the sport.
My name is Assia. I'm 31 years old. I'm an inline skater. I have been skating now 14 years. Yeah.
My name is Paula. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Latvia, living in Austria. And I'm doing downhill mountain biking for about 7 years, 6-7 years.
Right, thank you. Let's start to talk about your sport. Like, how popular is it in your country, and what are the perspectives you have as a woman in that sport, or in general? Like, is it possible to be a professional in your country in that sport, for instance?
Yeah. Like in Latvia, it couldn't be possible to be like to compare yourself to the top, because top riders like women, they are all from France, Great Britain or stuff. So I would have no chance like against those women if I would live in Latvia, because the mountains are so like, not high at all. Those are hills actually, and Austria allows me to do that sport professional, and yeah, and
Professional means living from it?
Yeah, like I'm just getting into it now slowly. I'm still racing juniors, but one day I'd like to do it like really professional. Like I think top 5 elite women live from it, like not like luxury and stuff, but you can live from it. And in Austria, mountain biking is like a lot of people do mountain biking and women, but they don't go to competitions. They do it just for fun.
How's it in inline skating? Someone wants to pick up the topic of how the sport is in your country and if it's possible to live from it or if there's a perspective.
Well, I guess I can talk about it. But I'm trying to make a living of it, and it's kind of working, but very slowly. It's working, but very slowly. And in our country, it's starting to get developed, and as well because next year is the World Roller Games, so they are putting some budget in inline skating. But I think there's like only 3 persons in Spain that really live off it. So yeah, I guess I'm lucky.
In France?
Well, in France, I think the guy, like, there's few of them, they can live of it. But for girls, I tried for 2 years, but since I got some school and stuff, I began to work in my thing. But it maybe could possible, but it's like going to competition and be at the top level at all competition to earn money, because we cannot really expect from sponsors to get paid. Maybe in a few years, because I think it's getting developed.
But can the guys live from it from sponsors or only from competing and for the
In both.
association paying?
In both. Yeah.
How's it in kiteboarding?
In kiteboarding in Latvia, no, impossible, because basically I'm doing this as from the enthusiasm and I'm pushing it in Latvia. But I have to say, found a way how to make actually a living of it. So 2 years ago, I founded my kite school, like kite surfing, snowboarding, and wakeboarding school. So all 3 sports come together, and I coach youngsters, and that's how I make the living. And I also organize trips, different camps, and yeah, it's tough, but still I'm 2 years doing this. I have survived, so I'm lucky. But now I don't have any sponsors or any support from the government. Sometimes I get some money from the competitions, but no. And actually, overall, from all over the world, there are really, really few people who can make living from the kite surfing. Now it's like everyone has something. I don't know, some parent behind who supports, or it's all about enthusiasm.
Does it matter if male or female, or is it kind of the same in kiteboarding?
In kiteboarding, I think there are more guys, but I think also girls too. But very, very few. You have to be legendary or done something like really amazing, and that's you famous for, and that's how it works.
How big is the gap in downhill riding between women and men?
It's a big gap. In Latvia, there are, I think, 2 or 3 women who are competing in competitions, and I'm one of them who isn't competing because it's in my head. It's too emotional for me. I like to do it for fun, but yeah, in competitions there are no women in Latvia.
But are you trying to make a living and become a professional even without competing, like video parts, or is it even possible?
In Latvia, it isn't possible, and I'm not trying to do that. I do just for fun.
Yeah.
That's all.
So you never had the intention of like this is going to be my profession?
No, not at all.
What about the others like Assia? Are you competing? And if so, how do you feel about it?
I compete, yes. I love to compete, especially because I would say always when there's a girl competition, there are no many participants, and I always just compete. It's worth to compete just to support the girls' competitions. I also love to compete because it's a session with the girls. It's different. You can really compare yourself with girls like you, and make also really nice friendships. Yeah, I love it.
anyone else has a problem with competing or really likes to compete?
Well, I really like to compete. I've been competing like for 15 years, and it's always like usually it's between guys. And I didn't know that there's another chance like to compete with girls since I first tried to go to Winter Clash. And well, I feel amazing to compete with guys. It's just as Aija told about girl sessions, it's the session together with guys, and I don't mind. I become better always when I compete. Yeah, that's worth it.
Yes, I love the competition, definitely. Like, I don't know if... I think in every sport I would do, if it wouldn't be downhill, I would still compete because I'm such a competitive person from my character. So, yeah. But you can't compare the competition between men and women. That's such a huge gap between men and women. They still dominate the sport, like downhill, because they're way stronger and they can just go faster everywhere. And like how women's body is built up, that's like already everybody knows that you're not going to be that fast as the guys, because the guys have like completely different body from muscles and everything. Like we have got the same muscles, but like yeah, we're still women.
What do you think about competing with men and women? Like, what's you both did both?
Well, for me, I think I prefer to compete with girls. Because, yeah, sure, it's... I don't know, it's not comparing, but it's like motivating when for example, when I see Mery like landing a big trick, I'm like, whoa, I want to do something as well. Like, not to compare or to win on. It's not that, it's just giving motivation to me, and in competition, for me, it gives me wings. I will not do tricks that I do in competition in normal session, like never.
Yeah.
So that's what I love in competition.
And as well, it's like a way of showing to the people, like all the girls together skating and
That's
having
true.
a visualization. So that's very important. If we mix together with the men, you don't get so much focus on, like, you are like between them, and it's not that. I understand that some people want to put us together for the equality, but I think it's important to have our space to show us to the world, like we are here and we are doing our best, and normally all of us always do best in contests because this is like extra motivation.
How do you feel about the situations where there's no special women competition, you had to compete with a man, and then mostly the situation is the same, the MC is like, oh, and now there's the only girl, and everyone is like clapping just because you're the only girl. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Well, I've been competing in Spain. Me and Sara Vilella, we used to compete always with the guys, and right now we are very lucky that we have our own category, but I think it was like a good training to skate with the guys, because you don't have to be like, oh, you have to do the same or better.
But did you feel downgraded because of them reducing you automatically, like, oh, it's the only girl in the field?
I mean, you get nervous because they are like, making more this, but I think it's the beginning, no? To start, you have to show that you know how to skate like them, and after, when other girls see you compete, they get motivated and they want to do their own contest. And this is how it worked in Spain, and I guess in all the sports it's similar, no?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't work in Latvia. I mean, as I said, competing for many years, and I'm always feeling like a princess when they announce that only girl from Latvia, and she's been skating for a long time, but no one else joins me in the competition from Latvia, so I feel a bit disappointed and already got sick of being the only one, the princess in the skate park. Well, my good friend Kylie from Estonia, she comes usually to the Getto Games, unfortunately not this year, but besides her, I'm usually the only one, and that's why I wanted to have more girls. And
this is what we are trying to change, no?
yeah, we're trying to change.
But is there other girls in Latvia?
There are other girls who skate, and there are some who skate for a long time and quite good level, but they don't even consider to compete.
Okay.
Yeah, and if they consider that like I'm not good enough.
That would be my next question for you. When you're teaching kids, do you think it would be important to have inside the women competition amateur or junior category, and then a pro, like that they can work their way up? Would that help, do you think, to get more people involved?
I would say this is the only school currently in Latvia, and the kids who are coming, they are only kids I have in Latvia, and they are more or less still beginners because 2 years they've been doing this. And for example, one kid, if we go somewhere abroad, I see the difference. And we were, for example, this year for a World Freestyle Championship for kiting, and they had age groups for the little boys and the girls, but they made it like there was little boys under 14, but the girls was under 16. And it really makes a big difference. And actually, if you split them by age, actually there's very big difference between a kid who is 10 years old and 14 years old. Because one is still small kid baby, the other one is already grown up, almost grown up adult. And it's also about the physical, about this anatomy, what he can do, and about the strength. So I think it's really, really important. But also, other thing what I'm trying to sell them is that, like, when you go out and you do a competition, do it for yourself, do it with the fun, like you're competing with yourself. And that's it, because sometimes there are many who think, oh no, I can't compete, I have nothing to show to other. But I do it actually, I compete just to compare if I have improved, like since the years. Yes, and sometimes actually I remember I'm also actually the only girl who's competing in Latvia in kite surfing, but I used to compete a lot in the wakeboarding. And in the wakeboarding, the situation was a little bit different. There was some girls who were competing, and I was like, I was winning quite much. I even won Getto Games in wakeboarding. And but what I did later, that I knew the schema how to win. I knew what tricks I need to learn, so I win. But after, in my last years, I was competing. I was doing like this, that I was going for my best tricks. I was taking more risks just because I decided, okay, I compete with myself. I don't need those victories or medals or whatever. I want to feel like I have been like progress. And if you teach this idea, then people start becoming more confident. Oh yeah, maybe I can do it too. And then they slowly gets into it, and you only need this to support them and say, yeah, well done.
So instead of splitting it into age groups, it's better to teach them the spirit of like, hey, let's do it
also,
together, and
yeah.
it's about your development.
Yeah. And what I do, I also had my school's competition last year. I made also carnival for the kids. So basically, those who are amateurs, he could like show their best, like finding the best way how to represent them. It wasn't only about the best trick what you can do. It was about your overall performance. And I think that's very important, that there's like a chance for those who are amateurs and for those who are pro. And if you split them, then maybe become a little bit safer and start doing things.
Would you be less nervous if there would be groups, like certain levels or ages?
No.
Wouldn't change anything?
No, I like to compete with guys. I just don't like the feeling when I'm focused and the people are watching me. I just don't like that.
It's something what only women can understand, I think. Is being stressed and nervous.
No, I think guys can be nervous as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's the same.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think it's just easier because there's more around.
Yeah.
So
You're not in a
so
spotlight.
it's not that special anymore. Everyone is doing it, so it's easier for guys.
But still, if there's no much competitors, I agree, then it's better to let everyone go in the one group. I agree with this. So it is so. It's not fun to go, yeah, I'm the only winner. Like, I'm the only participant.
Top
Ooh,
3
I won.
is top 2.
That's not
But we
fun.
talked like at Winter Clash, for instance, the event that I'm organizing, there's a lot of, not a lot, but there's like 30 to 40 girls. And
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
And
last
I
year-
think it could be a lot more.
Yeah, and we talked about like there's a good side. I think you brought up the point that it could be good to have a pro and amateur category just to motivate the younger or the unexperienced one to become better to get there at some point.
Yeah.
So like there's the good and the bad part about it.
It's like the first goal before going to the super goal, you know? Why
No, but
not?
that's the biggest problem because there's
Yeah.
almost nothing to reach, especially no money. So how do you set up points where you can motivate? And that brings me to the
It's
next
not
point.
about
Like,
money. It's
It's
not
no,
about
exactly,
that.
but you have to have goals. And right now it's really hard to have goals instead of like, okay, you can get better, but how do you measure it? And if there's nothing you can reach, for instance,
I would say, because I also run a skate school, and the kids, they asked for competitions. I did it once just for fun, and they
Kids
were
are super competitive.
yes,
need
for
it.
stickers. Yeah, and they don't.
They want to be test, right?
They don't have like. They don't win something. I just give him like a paper where it's written you took part of a competition. But what they love is like really the kick of it, and therefore they're asking for it. It's not about what you're winning. Yeah, they somehow they want to be on the first place. They want to show, hey, I'm better than the others. It's
but like magazines and videos, for instance, I think could play a big role as well because people want to be seen and they want to reach that goal. Like maybe one day they do an interview with me or they film a clip with me, and that is close to non-existent in almost every women's scene. I feel like magazines, videos, tours, all this stuff. The only thing that's there is competitions, and everyone talks about competitions. So why do you think that's so non-existent? For instance, how is it is there magazines and are there women featured in magazines? Is that something that you really want to achieve, or is that something you don't care about?
Yes, there are, but magazines aren't that important anymore. There's internet, there's like...
No, but online magazines, for instance.
Yeah, there are a lot of websites like Think Bike, Vital MTV, Mountain Bike Magazine, Dirt. So there are a lot of magazines that actually promote women, They do like not videos, not that stuff, but when you race, then there's just men and women, and they even have like junior women and junior men, because I'm still racing juniors since last year, and I'm like sometimes when I'm top 3 or something like that, then I just get like they say my name there or take like put a picture in it, so it's pretty cool. They do stuff like that because downhill is getting bigger and bigger and professional the last years. So
But is that something that would change things for kids, do you think? Like if they could have achieved like, okay, I'm getting an interview there, or they're filming me now as well, they're coming to my skateboard and filming me. Like, where do you think we should start, or should we start somewhere?
Well, I think kids really like to be in internet nowadays. They ask, can you film my trick?
Yeah.
I think Mery has an opinion. You're running the school and they want
Well,
film
normally
everything,
when I film them, I show them the trick and they know their own mistakes and they do it better. And if you put the clips together, it's like, whoa, they will go crazy. So
Kids are all about media.
Yeah, they like videos. And YouTube is there always.
And also back then it was like, of course, different with print, but like we were really hoping like one day I want to have one picture in the print magazine. Then you have the picture, then you want an interview, then you want the cover.
It was like going
daily
and
goals.
right now the only thing we have to reach is competitions, and I think that part is missing totally in a way.
I like to think that the videos are not dead, no?
No, not that, but like I mean, what magazine you want to feature in? There's only two left, especially in inline skating. So maybe I feel that's a really crucial part of like starting something in that direction, like an own magazine where I feature women, maybe from all sports, or maybe
cool.
or maybe from every sport separated, but just from the world, so people have something to.
Well, there's one of my friends, Javiera, is doing a magazine, XFem, and she already did it in Chile, and now she's going to do it in Spain again, and it's not only inline, it's wakeboard, and skate, roller skate, everything in one. And this is the way, I think, like to have it in your hands, internet,
Yeah, be able to show to your parents what you're doing.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah, it's official.
It's forever.
Social media is actually like a portfolio of yourself. Your Instagram is good, a lot of people will follow you, and if you put a lot of stuff on it, they just see and are interested into you. So I think it's like very important for sponsors and stuff. So they see your Instagram, Facebook, everything.
It's always visually thing.
Yeah. Nowadays.
How do you think to like the general level of women riding? How do you think it's possible to improve that and to make it, improve without having money for now?
With regular trainings, that gives the result. Actually, what I have noticed that sometimes maybe there are some events for girls who are beginners, and then it stops. So they tried it, okay, that's fine, they leave. But what I've noticed when I work with the kids, it's regular work. They have trainings 3 times, 5 times, 6 times per week. They go to the camps, and not the only camp they've been. After 1 month or 2, they take another camp, and then they progress. And I don't know actually if female riders would be interested into something that adults actually tried with adults, something like this, but it was pretty hard because adults, when you're already adult, grown up, you have a job, you have maybe a kid, you have friends, birthday party, so on and so forth, and it's really, really hard to organize them for regular trainings. But the kids, it's easier. They have like school, and then training, and then do homework, go sleep. And I think the level can be improved only with regular activity, with regular trainings, and just coming up together and doing things. Otherwise, it's not working. So if you don't do it like all the time, then at one moment you stop and don't progress anymore.
But in a way, that's against why you picked up that kind of sports in a way, right? Like that's they call it freestyle or like street sports or something. Mm-hmm. Everyone that picks it up is like, okay, I decide against football, for instance, team sports and training. I want to do it on my own. So, what do you think about training? How serious should we take?
We talk about this already. I think the most important is to create a community. Yes. Like right now we are doing one, no? Yeah. So it's not, trainings are okay, but if you have a natural motivation just to meet up with your friends, that's creating something.
Have sessions together.
And it's stronger than competition. And when you're getting older, but you keep this union between women, if it's woman, it's even better. And this is just go with the flow.
But then on the other hand, maybe that's not enough to keep the level rising, because it's going really slow. Like the level rises pretty slow.
Yeah.
So maybe training is the solution.
Yeah, like training together. Like we are doing a blading camp, and this is really working. Blading camp is like a camp of women, and it's training, but it's also like
it's social. It's
Yes.
human.
Yes.
It's like
It makes us as to grow up as a family.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more
travel together and compete together.
Actually, my youngster school is actually also like a family. They started talking about this year actually, that that's so cool that you made this school, so we actually kids with the same interests can have time together, and I'm not like pushing them, like ride hard. No, not like that. We do it step by step, and I think it's every place, if it's for fun, if it's normal, controllable progress with some trainings, with coming together, so you have also this lifestyle sharing, then I think it's like community plus extra trainings.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How is it in your school? Like, do you have the image of an idol for the kids? So do more women start in your your school than guys?
It's actually really interesting.
Yeah,
I have more girls than the guys.
Actually, this was also my experience.
I don't know if it's because of me, because I'm like the main leader at this school, but I have really lot girls from 13 to 17 years old. They are the main. Actually, in this age group, I don't have so many boys. There are only maybe 4 or 5, and there are 15 girls. But I have quite a lot little boys, 10 to 12 years old, and not so many so young girls. And I don't know whether it's because the guys are actually sitting in the computers or playing basketball or football at this age. But I think I have more girls than the guys.
This is something what I think as well. If we want to make the girls scene bigger, we can work as an idols for the kids. And when I started running the skate school as well, I noticed the same. I have more girls than guys, and even the parents were asking me, is it normal in the sport to have more girls than guys? And I told them, no, it's maybe because I'm a female instructor, and I try to put more guys now at the moment as instructors to bring the guys.
So you're trying to destroy the girls, huh?
Yeah. Well, I really want to keep some kind of a balance. I don't want to put this kind of sport just in the one direction. I want to see everyone skating together.
It brings me to the next topic, because next to having a role model or like a hero to look stuff like that, because that's parents feel much better sending their kids there if something exists, something is there. It's not just a dirty skate park where everyone's smoking weed. It's like, hey, I feel good about sending my daughter or my son there, and that's something that still needs to be built up. Like, you want to talk about what's existing in your country, like in local structures, and what direction it's going?
Yeah, we're having Strauma Inline School. Nils Janssons is running it, and it's an awesome place. And they organize camps and practices every week, twice a week, I think. And parents like to send their kids, and my little sister also joined them. And it's the first place where they can get some knowledge, some skills, and then when they grow up a little bit, at the age of 15, they can go by their own to the skate park, meet friends, call each other, and then when they're in their 20s and 30s, they can travel across Europe, across the world, like we do. And that's how it goes, step by step. So you need a school for youngsters, and it just goes naturally, I think.
How's the situation in France?
Well, not in my city yet, because we need time for that. And
But you're
people
one of the
motivate
one of the few countries that have overall organization.
yes, I think in France it's super organized. Like there is like a lot of club and school, and like I think about the school of Priscilla, which has like so many girls because she is a girl as well. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
I think it's the point actually. If there is, I think when the blading camp, so many girls said that if there wasn't a girl with coaching, it's not the same. So I think we need like camps or club with girls to bring girls to the sport. That's sure, because they'll maybe not feel comfortable with that. Because I remember Mery, she told us that she was skating just with one guy, and she never she never seen a girl. I mean, she never skated with a girl. And when she went there, I was like, she was so happy to skate with girls, and that's what she missed. And now I think she's someone else.
Yeah, she's stronger, and now they want to skate. All the UK ladies, they want to come together and skate. So it's working.
Yeah.
But is that like organizations? Is that something that we should wait for others to do?
No.
Or, but on one hand, you want to be professionals. All you want to do is ride and hopefully get paid for it. So in the perfect world, you shouldn't need to be the ones doing it. But on the other hand, you are exactly at the age and in the position to get this stuff moving. So do you think about it and, like, for example, starting skate schools? But on the other hand, organizations working with governments on a much more official level is a pain in the ass because it's a lot of paperwork, but in a way that's needed to get that money to grow and to make trips and to compete abroad and something like that.
So some of us have a daily job, and we earn money and put it in our hobby. I think most of us.
I think it's very important to register organizations, because after that it follows the federation, and we talked before a little bit about that almost every country has an
association,
a federation which is run by old people, and I think it's just maybe we had a bad luck to be in this generation when there's a gap, when everything dropped, but if we want to give something for the future, we have to be active in organizations, and we have to give our skills to the next generation, just in the name of sport.
Open the way for the next
generation.
Is it in downhill? Is there organizations that support you or federations?
Yeah, like not federation, but in Austria and Innsbruck, like for kids, downhill is now booming. Like there's one woman who has made camps and stuff for years. Like 2014, I think I had my first camp there, and there were about 30 kids. Now they organize in 2018, I think 4 camps in 4 different bike parks, and we have trainings with kids. day there come like 40 kids together, like from that to that. And we just all ride together and do like pump track stuff and downhill and enduro and training, some basic stuff. And in the winter they have organized us like a place where we can go to the gym, like gym.
But who's staying? Is it the riders herself, or is it someone else?
It's
picking up
someone.
on
It's a person. It's a woman. She has had my back for years now.
it? Is she riding herself?
Yeah, she is riding, but just for fun. And she organizes it all, and she gets like less money from it, like really less money. But only because she loves the kids and everything, she does it. And it's like getting pretty huge in the last 2 years. So yeah, I think it's a good view for the scene in downhill in Austria. Like it was till now, it was going slowly forwards, but now it's getting bigger and bigger. So I'm pretty happy about it and stuff.
Take a look.
What about Latvia? Is there a downhill association?
There is an organization who organize all the events, but it's difficult to give the message also for boys, and so we can't speak about the girls who just don't want to do that in the public. They are afraid. They think that it's something dangerous. They don't try. They just have that stereotype that women don't do that sport. And but
It's actually really fun. I tried a few times.
it's really fun. You just need to try it, and if you try, then you understand that there's fun.
Do you think there's a big difference between organizations like She Fix, that is like taking care of all sports, and then is it important to have organizations inside each sport as well, or is it possible to do all have the same problems? So is it possible to work all together, or is it more important to focus on the structures inside the sport?
I would say both.
Yeah.
Each sport has to have an organization just to put the focus on it, to represent it.
Current sport.
And as well, it's really important to work together, to make collaborations. Actually, I have right now an idea. Why not do a girls' camp for all extreme sports together? It would be also nice. Why not? I mean,
Sure, but it doesn't have to, like, if you do like that camp with every sport, it's like some sports need water, some sport needs like a skate park like that, some need like a hill or something, so there is few sports are not compatible, you know?
Yeah, but on the other hand, you need just actually different sports for your sport. I would love to try out skating or inline skating. It will still be something good for my sports, maybe the reaction of crashing or whatever, just balance skateboard, inline.
Just talking to other people doing other sports.
Yeah.
I can give you also an example of our skate school, because I started it with the skateboard school, so we are skateboard and inline skate school, and I also then made a collaboration with a trampoline school and with a wakeboard school in Bulgaria. So we give the chance to the kids to try different kinds of sports, and then they can switch, and then they choose one sport.
It's the same, like I also have wakeboarding, kitesurfing, snowboarding, but during the week, all year long, they're having functional training, parkour, swimming pool, and I'm thinking about adding box this year. So they have super diverse functional training program. I actually have many inline skaters from Straune are also coming for this functional training program, and some sailors too. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually, because then you you work on different functional abilities, and then you put it all together, and then you choose that one sport, and you become super diverse, and you grow step by step, and it is actually really important to be diverse, really important.
Do you think going Olympic helps the sport and also helps the female side of it? Or does it not matter at all?
What it brings is money.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
in this side, sure, but I can see the BMXer, the girl, for the fees. Now they are on the Olympics. there are like so much money. There is like a lot more of girls who are competing in fees and whatever, the big competition. So in this side, yeah, it could be cool.
Those
for
countries
the,
take,
yeah,
take
and
a
it's
lot of money
making
to advertise that sports
yeah.
too.
No, it is. Like we have a girl in Spain that is getting paid by the government to do BMX. Teresa, I don't know the second name, but so I guess because they want to send her to the Olympics, they put money on her so she can make a living. It's not about making a living; it's just doing what you like and being able to do it and not have to go at another job, to have free time, to have It's just
But for that to happen, you need that local structures.
you need money. Always need money.
Yeah, but that comes with you work with the government.
Yeah, you
Deal
have
with
to.
paperwork,
Yeah.
a lot of paperwork.
But I wanted to say that kitesurfing actually now is Olympic sport. So,
Yeah?
So I will see in the nearest time what's gonna change.
So next year we're gonna sit here and cry like
Yeah,
that.
it's actually it's already Olympic sport for the youngsters. This year it will be in the Junior Olympic Games in Buenos Aires, and for adults in 2024 in Paris there's gonna be kitesurfing as discipline. So we'll
Hopefully,
see.
maybe.
That's
Like
actually
as
so that's why I
See you there.
that's why I started actually school because I had this feeling that's gonna happen someday, and I just wanted to start working on the new generation. So maybe even I don't know, go myself or with someone in 2024. So let's see what's
great,
happening.
yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah, it is happening. If you have this feeling that's gonna happen, you just need to move on and keep it that someday it's gonna happen. And I think it's also, let's see also about if there will be more people doing this now. I think there will be more. So it will be more and more interesting, I think.
Okay. All the questions that I had are gone, but I would like everyone in the round to say what they hate the most about their current situation of themselves and the sport, what they like the most about it, and how they would like to see the future of yourself in that sport, the situation of your sport.
Let me think.
What's the worst part?
What's
best
the
part?
worst?
The worst
what's
and the
what's
best.
the best future you imagine?
Good.
Something came from the booth.
Okay.
The worst part is that there are not enough girls in every competition. I don't know if there's actually something really bad. But hard question. The best part is that in Latvia there are many skate parks, and we are a good community. Inline skaters are all like one big family. We skate together, we travel together, we have time together, good time together, and just do what we love. That's the best part. But the worst, let me think about it for a second.
Or let's say we sit here in 5 years again. How would you imagine? How would you wish the situation would be?
I wish there would be two categories, like amateurs and girls in Getto Games, and at least like 20 girls in pros and at least the same, like 20-30 girls in amateurs, and that I would not have to struggle to collect girls and to the government maybe can help. Yeah, it's a dream.
Drop the bomb.
Well, the worst part, it's like maybe we're not enough, like to be like for the big publics to get focused on that, because most of the people doesn't even know that the sport is existing still. I mean, and the girls. So maybe that's the worst part of it. And the best is, I think, this kind of sharing. We all are like a little world. So we kind of know all.
It's a very tight community.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like when you're moving, you know people, and then after you're moving back to another country and you meet the same people, and that's what is good. Like sharing and having friends at the other side of the world, and that is the best thing. Yeah. So that is the really good thing. And in 5 years, I wish there was like a lot of girls and a lot of child as well. But I would like all the girls from now being pro and like rising, like every single one of them.
Being able to live for themselves.
Yeah, why not? If there is more and more and more, then why not?
I don't really know what to say about the worst thing. About inline skating or
About your situation, like the woman in inline skating situation.
for me the worst is that it's so hard to live with it for me. And as well like with the sponsors that sometimes they are not so interested in your level of skating but your image, and this is like a conflict every time, and for me this is the worst. Having to fight against that. But in the other hand the best is this is a mic. For me the best is just this, the community we are building and being traveling all over the world. That's for me is there's no money can buy that, and you just go to a skate park in any country and you meet people and you will never be and what I always say that we because our sport is very little, but we are not going to be rich in money, but when we are old we will all feel super rich, like in experience, and this is the best for me. And in 5 years, I don't know, I hope I am coaching a lot of mini Marys.
Oh yeah, mini you.
Yeah, we are already doing it,
Yeah.
and it's great.
You're so good, huh?
Yeah, it's like the spirit of a kid, and you see it, and you are like, wow, this is the best as well.
The worst part is that in Latvia we don't have big mountains, of course. And the second worst part is that it's really hard to give that message to new generations because, as I mentioned, we have that stereotypes in older ones who says no, it's very dangerous. You can't do that. My mom always told me that. My grandmother, oh, you're crazy. What are you doing? You will not have kids and so on. And I know that it's dangerous, but you need to think every time you go down. And and what was the other thing? The best thing? The best thing is the community. We are all like a big family, and everybody is teaching the smaller ones, the amateurs, and everybody is motivating, encouraging, and telling the best lines. And I don't feel the competition in our community. It's the best part. We are really very small community. That's why we are like a family. And the other great thing is that we are not doing only downhill, because we know that it's small sport in this country. We are doing pump track competitions, for example, and I'm working in a company which are building pump tracks, and I can say you that after a few years pump track competitions will be in Olympics, so we are going to it, and it will be a big thing.
So that's also the answer of 5 years from now.
Yeah.
5 years, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
For kite surfing and wakeboarding, maybe the hardest part, and it's always been a struggle for me too, is high equipment costs. It's really costs really big money, and it's always a struggle to get what you need. And also people have this like mindset about kiting that it's like I'm scared I'm gonna fly into the trees, or maybe I'll be blown into the sea and so on. Yeah. But it's not true. If you do it with if you do it smart, then it's not gonna happen. But the coolest thing about kiting is, and why actually everyone should try it, is because it gives you so much of freedom. You can do it in the sea, you can go ride waves with a wakeboard, you can go now hydrofoil, that's actually the Olympic discipline. You can do freestyle, make jumps, and you can do it in any place you want, on the lakes or on the sea or on the ocean. And the other part is that you can do it also on the snow. It's snow guiding, and actually I love snow guiding a lot because you can go use the same kite. You take your skis or board, and you just go into the mountains. It's like something like free riding, something in between free riding and heliboarding. With the kite, you can get to the places where maybe you sometimes can get only with a helicopter. And then you just go with your friends together. I even have a goosebump because of it, and just take stuff what you need, and you go for an adventure for a couple of days, staying in a tent, making a food. And yeah, that's what I like about kiting, that if you get bored with one discipline, you can change. You can take a different board, do it in the other conditions, and that's a good. And of course now it's in Olympics. And as I heard that even maybe snow kiting is gonna be in Olympics, and then it means that you can actually do both Winter Olympics and Summer Olympics. But winter, I think it's gonna be maybe in the nearest maybe 8-year period of time. It takes really a lot of time to get the sport into the Olympic Games. So yeah, sport with big potential. Worth trying.
With you in the school and everything, how do you wish it would be 5 years from now?
The school?
Your perfect Euro and your sport's perfect situation in 5 years from now?
So hopefully I'm going to Olympics with some of the kids. I hope so, and I hope that my school gonna become international. It's actually slowly I get interest about my program, also about the camps from the other people, and I see that there are more and more youngsters and more kids wanting to do it, and I really hope it's gonna be like international school and international project, and I hope I'm gonna make a snow kiting expedition. I only need to find now inspiration and the story what I could relive, and I really want to make this project in the next 5-year time. So that's my plan. Lot of plans, lot of work, lot of struggles, but I like it.
Yeah, connecting to this, for me the worst part is also motivating me. I would say for my country, the worst part is that we don't have a local skate park. And what we do is like we are collaborating with skateboard clubs, and we are running our own skate park, but it's really hard. So I really wish myself and to motivate somehow the government to build us a nice skate park where you can develop yourself like as a skater. This is the worst part. The worst part is also yes, I'm teaching, but I feel like I love teaching kids, but I feel my body suffering of it because skating every day is really hard, and mostly I don't have the time for myself to develop myself in that point, and this is something I wish I had more time for me as well. I really give a lot and forget about myself. But it's normal. I think on the other side, you're so satisfied because it's the girls there said like teaching you give a lot and they give you double as much back. And the best part is, as I said, the same, like our communities. Perfect. And what I also noticed the last years when I concentrated totally into developing skating was that this is a really special skill I can do, and there are so few people in the world who can do this, and I have to be more self-confident with this, and I have to show it. I never thought it's this way, because my parents told me like, when will you stop with this game and with this play, and when do you want to concentrate on a real life? And now I can say I have the face and represent. Yes, I am a skater, and I stand behind it, and it's cool. It's something really special for me.
And you can do something with it.
Yeah, exactly.
worst part about it is like your government and your federation of the country you're coming from doesn't support you. Not even in the World Championships. I'm not talking about a whole season sponsor, but just helping out in the World Championships. That's actually would be pretty good. But it's like in biking, it's not only downhill, but it's cross country too. For example, like Martin Splooms, Arnis Pedersons, they don't get any support from the government too. So I think it's pretty sad that the country like that are not interested in bikes. Like, I'm not speaking of downhill, only bikes. Like, there was a race mix time when Maris won Olympic Games, but then it just was going down again. So that's pretty sad. And the other thing, I don't know, there aren't that many worse things. Like, in general, like I'm speaking here more about Europe and Austria than Latvia. Of course, Latvia, you can't compare the mountains, you have no training abilities and stuff like that. But yeah, the good part is that, I don't know, we're a big family downhill. Like, I race World Cups for 2 years now, and you, like juniors and elites, they're all just together and having fun, and everyone is friends and mates and stuff. And because I think you're not competing against people, you're competing against the time when you go down the mountain. So and the kids booming, I love that. Like, the kids are so stoked about riding in Austria and getting into downhill and doing tricks and stuff, and it's so cool to watch it grow, the sport. Like, when I started, there were no girls. Now I'm in junior second year and we are 12 girls. Elite women are 40 girls, only 20 qualify, but 40, 50 girls, that's really a lot. It's nice. Yeah.
There's only one event in the year. I wanted to end it, but one topic that we didn't talk about is sponsors and companies, because I think that's playing a huge role in promoting women in any sport as well, because companies should start getting behind that. Anyone has a strong opinion about that? Should we just start our own companies and do it, or should we push other companies to get involved? Are you super getting ready now?
Well, for me, in Inline, I can see that since few years now, they kind of think about women. I mean, medias and magazine and even sponsors. Because before, it wasn't even in their mind, actually. But now I think it is. Maybe it's gonna grow up, and maybe they need to do more efforts on it as well. Because I think for them it's easy. It's an easy way to do advertisement. Because it's, I don't know, if when you see like a group of people who are doing the sport, when you see one girl, you will watch the girl because it's the unique thing in the group. So it's like easy, I think. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, for business and advertising.
Before that, we talked about that they're maybe portraying women in a different way, in a more sexist or in a super sexy Barbie kind of way. But maybe that's a point where it's easy for all of you to start working with filmers or especially photographers and portray it exactly the way that you see it and it should be seen, and then send it to companies and say like, hey, this is what we're doing, this is how it looks.
Yeah.
To not let them take action in a way of like, okay, we're gonna make an advert in a magazine with a woman, but if you start sending them good pictures in a way that it portrays exactly the way you want it, maybe that's a good start.
True. So we should do the first step, right?
No, like pushing companies in the way that you're producing good stuff, and then at some point they don't have a choice of ignoring it anymore.
True.
That's, I was just
More
thinking about that.
proactivity, like, yeah. For me, it's like I've been thinking about this question really a lot, and there's two parts with the sponsoring. I think that one part is that actually, if you get sponsored, you have to know that it's really, really hard work. If you have to give something to this company, you have to then reach the audience and so on and so forth. And that means that at the moment when you get sponsored, I feel that you don't have so much time for the trainings, because basically you get hired you're not like sponsored. You actually work for
There's
that company.
two different roles
You're
of teaching or being a professional.
yeah, it's like, and then and you lose actually some part of freedom. Like maybe now you can choose what gear you want to ride. Okay, you maybe in the best case you get a discount for it. Like what shoes, whatever you want. That's like a freedom. And what I have thought about that actually for myself, I would feel much better if I have a sponsors for the projects. For example, I have some project in my mind. Okay, we work together. We have this one project, and then okay, I move on with the other project. Maybe for me, I think that's the best way than to be like maybe sponsored. But it depends on the conditions, of course. If the conditions are good and so on, and if that's the cost of your freedom, then it's good.
I just wanted to bring it up to like it's a way of pushing companies to push as well.
Yeah.
To gain.
But it's for me what I've noticed. For example, if I'm going for some event and I have competitions and I have this, I have a sponsor. He, for example, wants good pictures, like stories and so on, and you're not actually focused on what you're gonna do, like on the competitions, and you lose the focus, and it's hard for them to explain. You know, like 1 hour before, I don't want to go and like build a story or
That's
like
what I'm saying. If
it's
you
like
take it in your hands,
Yeah.
you can more direct it.
yeah,
Do it the way that
it's
you
good
think
if
it
you
should
have
be done.
maybe someone who is like making those stories for you. But if you're before the start focused, actually, I had one friend who said, and always when I go on the start, I have this word thing, and I like, if you lose the focus, you lose the game. For me, like, all the time when I go out, just stay in focus, stay in focus. You can't lose the game. And that's the part about the sponsors. If you can find a good corporation and if you can explain why exactly that sponsor, if you feel like his logo and everything is like for you, then yeah, it's fine. But if like just get sponsored just to be sponsored, for me, there's like many those.
Well, thank you very much,
I
everyone.
have an idea. Maybe the audience has some questions.
Yeah. Does the audience have some questions?
Yes.
How do you compare the studies and the practice?
You mean like, yeah, my daily job as a doctor? And yeah, I was thinking that's the worst part about skating right now for me, because it's really hard to combine the daily job and my hobby, my love. It's very hard to sleep. Yeah, for example, this week I am super excited to have everyone, but I still had to work. And if you have a wish, you can do anything.
If you could, would you give up that job and only do skating, or do you think it's important to have that side?
Well, right now I'm thinking that I would like to try for some moment, like a half a year, to maybe concentrate more on skating. Maybe like,
Do it.
try to make my own, like collaborate maybe with Nils, and so I can teach girls in his school.
Yeah.
Try to do it.
Your blade is.
Yes, do it.
But I like to be a doctor as well.
I was working for 10 years in a bank, and 2 years ago I quit. So
you say do it.
So I say
Okay.
do it, because otherwise you're gonna, after a few years, you're gonna have questions. What would happen? Half a year, it's not so much, not so big time. It's gonna fly so fast, and you have some governmental support also for a few months.
It's about also you have to organize your time a little bit better. It's like, I know it's really hard, but I mean, you can work when you know your shifts. You can, if you want to start teaching, for example, you can do the classes always like in your free time, and it works actually.
Sure. It's a good conclusion, I think. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
We have competition tomorrow.
Yeah.
Girl inline skate competition.
Game and all the ladies